So a gold-backed cryptocurrency. I know I've heard a lot of people talking about this. I wanted to put my spin on it. Let's talk about a gold-backed cryptocurrency. You know, I think I even heard like Peter Schiff bring this up, that he'd be interested if the blockchain technology was relevant to gold. And what does this mean? What this means is if you had 10 coins on this certain, let's call it gold coin, you'd have this 10-ounce bar that was held somewhere, and your 10 gold coins was backed to this bar that was somewhere. I don't like that idea myself. So I'll just say that first and foremost. The reason why I don't like that idea is Bitcoin is Bitcoin for a reason. You know, money being stored in the ether is money being stored in the ether for a reason. And that reason is last time we trusted a custodian, what happened? And this isn't to be here just, I'm not trying to just bash gold on this or something, because I have gold. Here's 20 ounces of gold here. What I am talking my opinion on, and that is my opinion. This is not to be taken as advice. I don't give out financial advice. This is just financial education based on my opinion. Disclaimer. But I think this is a terrible idea. I think it's a terrible idea. And the reason for that is history repeats itself. History repeats itself. And I've talked about this in past live streams on the channel. So if you want to be part of the live stream, just click the red subscribe down below and the bell afterwards. And if you click all notifications, you'll be notified of all the live streams we do on this channel. I kind of do them impromptu, but I wanted to go over this topic again in its actual own video because it's brought up to me quite a bit. You know, what if there was a silver-backed cryptocurrency? What if there's a gold-backed cryptocurrency? Well, the problem is history repeats itself. History repeats itself. And what happened last time we trusted a custodian to hold the metals? I'll tell you what happened. They said, here's some paper. Here's some paper. It's IOU notes. You can use it for barter. You can buy your milk and your groceries with this. And it's much easier than the silver dollars you once had. You know, when we actually made the money out of gold and silver, like it's written in the Constitution. Yeah, this is easier. Just take these pieces of paper. We'll hold the gold. Don't worry. Don't worry. You know, we'll hold it. It's fine. And when we went back and we said, actually, wait, we want the gold. And they're like, nope, too bad. It's mine. So that's what happened last time we trusted a custodian with the gold. And you are putting far too much trust into whatever body is holding that gold. I would rather, if I was getting into gold, I'd rather have the physical metal. I'd rather own it. It's not that hard to own it. You know, so I'd like to have the actual metal in my hand like this. Now that is different. Personally, I like silver and platinum a lot more than gold, but gold has its place in a portfolio as well. But in regards to a gold-backed cryptocurrency, I can tell you, you know, I'm a full-time precious metals dealer. It would make far more sense to just buy the gold. And I don't like the idea of somebody storing my asset. And that is something that is up for debate with Bitcoin. You know, what's the intrinsic value? If you had a gold-backed cryptocurrency, at least you'd have the intrinsic value of the gold. Well, the intrinsic value of a Bitcoin, last time I checked, networks are very valuable. I think we can all agree on that. You know, your Instagrams, your YouTubes, all your networks, your social media, it's very valuable. It's very valuable. Bitcoin is a network. You have a network of decentralized miners all around the world that are willing to process transactions to be rewarded with that Satoshi, with the fractional amounts of Bitcoin. So you have this beautiful network in place, all distributed around the globe. And they are willing to process these transactions to be rewarded. So when you do a wire transfer at a bank, you pay $35 and you wire transfer somebody who usually has to pay $15 to accept the wire transfer. Well, this takes that out of the picture, and the miners are doing that essentially. They're doing that and they're getting rewarded to do that. And so you have this beautiful network in place. And that's why I don't believe you can just go, oh, I'm going to make a new Bitcoin. That's the Peter Schiff argument. You know, yeah, there could be a new Bitcoin tomorrow. You know, really? Because a lot of them are trying. You got thousands of altcoins out there. A lot of them are trying. They're not really working out too well, considering Bitcoin is more than 80% of the cryptocurrency market cap. all the cryptocurrency market cap and continuing to eat up market share. So, but the beauty behind Bitcoin is the stored value in your Bitcoin. And it's coming from the precious metals world. It took me so long for me to finally realize, wait, I believe this does have intrinsic value. And obviously, everybody that knows me knows that I'm a silver squirrel. I have majority of my net worth in silver, platinum, and Bitcoin, and in that order. And so gold is my fourth runner. And the reason for that is I like industrial metals the most. I think gold still has a place, but I like my industrial metals the most. I like the physical metal though, because then you get to enjoy the premiums, but that's subject for a different talk. This is just why I am opposed to a Bitcoin of gold in a sense, a blockchain-based gold currency, because somebody is to be trusted as the custodian in that. And until I'm very, very satisfied of whoever that custodian may be, I just don't like it. I don't like the idea. Is the gold real? Can I see it? Can I touch it? Do I know it's actually there? I would just rather own the metal. I'd rather just have the gold. I'd rather just have the silver. And so there might be something in the future that, I can look at it and change my mind. But as of right now, history repeats itself. And last time we trusted a custodian, it didn't work out too well. That's the main points I wanted to get across in this video. And honestly, the whole argument that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value at all, and it is a complete zero, is basically saying all the networks in the world have no value. No value. Zero. None. And I just don't buy that. The networking value of Bitcoin, the idea that I can move $100,000, let's say, in Bitcoin to somebody else, and if I wanted to get there within a week, I can pay a much lower amount because I don't care about how long it takes to get there. And so what's so beautiful is there's actually a sliding scale to the wire transfer. Full access to all of your funds. And the other thing about Bitcoin too is you're essentially a reserve bank. So what a gold-backed cryptocurrency would be is like a reserve bank in a sense, where you would have to pay them to store it. This is another big point. You would have to pay the gold-backed, wherever the gold is being held, that custodian would have to be compensated. Surely, the custodian would have to be compensated. It's not the same network as Bitcoin. And that would probably be a yearly type thing. You have to pay them, somewhere between 2 and 4% a year. So you essentially have an inflation on this coin. So you might have a stagnant amount of coins, but at the same time, you have a stagnant amount. You have the stagnant amount of coins, stagnant amount of gold, but somebody wants interest on holding this asset, obviously, or why would they hold it? Why would they take on the burden of being the treasury for that asset to hold it in their vaults? They have to be compensated for that, surely. And so that would make it, regardless if it was a coin that was was a stable coin or whatever you would want to call that, it would still have inflation. It would still have inflation due to paying whatever custodian held that metal. Whereas with Bitcoin, the reason I have these hard wallets over here, if you store it in cold storage and you learn how to use a cold storage wallet, well, it's stored. You've stored your Bitcoin. And there was major labor to make that Bitcoin that ends at 21 million. So not only is the gold, there's a custodian that needs to be compensated for holding the gold and then trusted with this gold. So you got two negatives there. You have to trust somebody to hold this gold. You have to make sure that gold is there and actually is real and not being, messed with. I know that a lot of the gold bars recently in like a bank were found out they were fake. You could look up the story on that, but it's happened quite a few times actually where gold bars are actually found out to be fake, like later on that were in the vaults. So you have to trust that these are real gold bars. You have to pay them to hold these gold bars. And then on top of all of that, that inflation is going to kick in from paying them year over year for holding these gold bars. But then on top of that, if the demand increases for gold, they're going to continue mining this, whereas Bitcoin ends at 21 million. If it ends at 21 million, takes a ton of computational power, a ton of electrical power to make a Bitcoin, and it has this beautiful, elegant network in place to distribute the Bitcoin back and forth, and you can take your Bitcoin off of the exchange and put it into your own storage, when you have a hard wallet, you are essentially a reserve bank. Not only are you a reserve bank, but you're a reserve bank that doesn't have to pay interest. A lot of us are not accustomed to what a reserve bank is, because a reserve bank is something that doesn't really exist that much other than like depositories and certain things. But what you have to do with a reserve bank, it's far different than a commercial bank, because they actually hold your asset. So if you give them 100 grand, they hold that 100 grand. You give them a gold 10 ounce bar, they hold that gold 10 ounce bar for you, but you're paying them a premium for that. You're paying them interest. The bank isn't paying you, which the banks, let's be honest, the banks really don't pay us anything. They just take our money and leverage it and do whatever they want with it for pennies on the dollar. Well, not even a penny on the dollar. Wow, that term, banks actually took the term pennies on the dollar away because they pay less than 1%. So fractions, a very fractional amount of a penny on the dollar. If you give your money to a bank that leverages your money, you're basically giving them a free loan. You're basically giving them free loans. But a reserve bank is someone you'd have to pay 2% to hold it, because they're taking on that burden of taking your gold 10 ounce bar and go this 20 ounces of gold and going, okay, we'll put the 20 ounces of gold in the vault for you. We'll save it, but you got to pay us 2% a year because we'll hold that for you. And we're taking that burden and we're, protecting it for you, big liability for us. At the same time, if you have your Bitcoin in cold storage, you own it. If you've memorized your 12-word seed phrase, you know it. And you've stored your Bitcoin. There is no cost. You have it. You own it. Period. It's like very beautiful. Very beautiful thing. Very elegant thing. The way it was designed is like, I see Bitcoin as just something that's extremely elegant. And I've never ruled it out. If you go back to my prior videos, I've said Peter Schiff was wrong about Bitcoin back when Bitcoin was 10,000, back when it was 13,000, and then 17,000. I made 3 separate videos on why I think Peter Schiff is incorrect about Bitcoin. And I wanted to be public about it. And all of those videos are still posted on my page. You can go see them. Please do check them out. But this is why I don't believe in a gold-backed cryptocurrency. I believe in just buying the metal. But me personally, I believe in silver first, then platinum, then Bitcoin, then gold. That's not financial advice. That's myself personally, just telling you what I'm doing with my own money. Nothing on this channel is to be taken as financial advice, just education based on my opinion. So I'm not a Series 7. I'm not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form. This is just my genuine thoughts on how I feel about a gold-backed crypto. I don't like the idea personally. I don't like the idea. I love the idea of being able to store digital value. It's like you're storing labor in the digital realm for free. You're able to store with Bitcoin, you're able to store your money for free without paying any custodian, without paying any interest rate or anything. It's like, it's so elegant, it's so beautiful. Those are the points I wanted to talk about, and that's why I wanted to discuss it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm opposed to precious metals. Obviously, I am a big precious metals advocate. Again, silver, platinum, then Bitcoin is my personal holdings, with gold at the end of that at number 4. But this is just my opinion on gold in the digital realm. Last time we trusted a custodian, didn't work out too well. And I don't really like paying inflation on the storage of it. I would rather just store it myself. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If this video helped you, would really appreciate it. I got the fancy pillow down here, like always, guys. If you would smash that like button, it really does help with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps my channel grow. If you would want to be subscribed to this channel, I do my best to drop silver bars on my table and gold bars on my table. But I do my best to put out content that is actually valuable and not just clickbait. So if you would like to be subscribed, just click that red subscribe down below. It's totally free to do it. And if you click the bell afterwards and you click all notifications after clicking the bell, you'll be notified of all future videos and the live streams on this channel. We'd love to have you part of the community. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you at the next video. Signing out.